What's up, YouTube? It's Corey from KP Aquariums. So today I wanted to shoot a quick little video and show you guys some of the tanks that you don't get to see very often. My larger ones. My 100-gallon, the 270-gallon tote with blue eye cutter eye in it that I'm growing out, and the 240-gallon. Now I know you've seen the 240 recently, but I cleaned it, water changed it this morning, and same thing with the 100-gallon, got about a 50% water change, and you guys are in for a treat when you see that tank. But yeah, I wanted to show you those three, and this one tank up here, show you what the plans are for the next month or so, I guess. So this here is my goldfish tank. These guys were purchased from PetSmart, just the 13 cent each, goldfish, whatever over there. So I grabbed a bunch of those, and these guys have actually started my fish room. They were the ones that went into tanks before anything else and got the filters established. So I've lost a few of them, but you guys are looking at the beginning. These are basically some of the first fish we got, and their sole purpose was to pee and poop in tanks and get filters established. So, but we want to breed them now. They don't breed until you get the water down into like the 50s. So the plan is to move them into this tank. So this tote over here, I have my DIY kind of overhead sump in here that just pulls up from that pump there. So here's all the blue eye cutter eye, monstrous Anubias down there. So this tank is doing good, but I think I'm gonna drain it about halfway or so, net out all of those blue eye cutter eye, and move them into one of these 40-gallon breeders that I now have empty. So like I said, this tank's empty, 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 and empty down here. And also this 30-gallon is about to get emptied. So I think all these blue eye cutter eye are going to get moved. And all of the goldfish are going to get moved into this tote because it stays out here just in the warehouse area. So behind that door is the whole fish room, and that's got the sealed lid and all that. So this room stays nice and warm with all the servers, right? But this one out here, I feel like later on in the year, it's definitely going to get cold enough for this tank. So that's the plan. We're going to move the goldfish into this tank, move the blue eye cutter eye into one of those other tanks, and that'll pretty much be it for the season. So we'll see if we can't get those goldfish to spawn for us. Alrighty. So next up is the 100-gallon. Alrighty. So here's the 100-gallon, fresh off a big water change this morning. So, I just love, man, this tank looks so good right now. I can't walk by it without just stopping and doing a double take on it. So, excuse me. Let me show you some of these fish because some of these guys are on fire. Look at that Angara flametail. Wow, dude, calm down. There go Livingston. Love that guy. Clowny. And let's see. Monster dragon blood. Dude, it's just beautiful. Look at that blue eye. Oh. My Azurius. And somewhere around here, hiding back behind the plant. I don't know if you can see him. But my super red empress is back there. but I suspect she is holding possibly her. So let's see, because I noticed there was a couple of pits dug. So one of the easiest ways I found to see if anybody's holding is to throw some food in there. Well, and see who eats. See, she went and took one bite of food and is now backed off, and it looks like her jaw is full. So I think she's the one. So yeah, I might see if I can't strip some eggs out of her. So that should be fun. Alrighty. Oh, so let me kind of go through this. I have a 500 and a 300 watt heater, 2 little sponge filters, 40-gallon sump underneath that returns right there, and the Aqueon 75. So that thing pushes about 400 gallons an hour through it. And the return pump that I got down there also, I don't know if you can see, I got a float valve right here. And that's RO. So I never have to add water to this tank. If it gets low, automatically tops it back off for me. So that's a really nice system. Works out well. I'm just staring at Livingston right now. That dude is a beast. That is a beastly fish, people. You can see my hand right here. Okay, he's a little bit behind that, but trust me, if he comes forward, he's literally the size of my hand. That is a big monster fish right there. So, that's pretty much how this tank works. There's the ins and outs of that guy. So, alrighty, on to the alrighty, so here is the 240-gallon mixed African cichlid tank. I think you guys are fairly familiar with all of the inhabitants in here. These guys are the reason that all those 40-gallon breeders are empty. So they all got moved out to here. There is, however, one guy I want to show you, which of course he's hiding, but I promise you underneath that pot there is a rope fish. So he's about probably 8 or 9 inches long. Enjoys hanging out with these guys. So yeah, I think that's about the last thing. And again, so this sump down here, another about 40-gallon sump or so. And of course I got 4 sponge filters all the way across the back of it. So those sponge filters got serviced this morning. Oh, and I think I showed you guys this, but I have added a decent size. She's about probably 3 inches long. That bristlenose pleco back there, if it'll focus. But yeah, so I just have a bunch of pots. Interestingly enough, I've already seen holes dug. So I mean, look, they dug up this hole underneath all the gravel there, and they can just go completely underneath that pot. And surprisingly, no one's dug up any of the plants. So that's a good thing. So we'll see how that pans out. See if those plants can actually take root and manage to grow in here with all these cichlids. But as far as plumbing, and I've showed you guys this before, if I open up that ball valve and then close that one down there, that one is a drop down into the sump. That ball valve, if you follow that pipe all the way down the wall, shoots right into my wall there, around the corner, and right into the sink. And if I turn this valve here, that turns my water on, runs through my carbon block, comes back out here. Turn this valve, turn that valve off. That's the return from the sump. Turn that valve on, turn on my water, and I got fresh water blasting into the tank. So I turned that on for about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes earlier this morning, and so probably did about a 50% water change on this guy too, as well as a big gravel vac all the way across. So I am very happy with the way this tank is turning out. It is super entertaining and colorful. I can't wait for some of my yellow labs to get big enough. I'm going to put them in here because I think some bright yellows would really round this tank off. So that is pretty much it, man. Look at that bumblebee. Man, looking good. So anyhow, guys, that's my, those are my tanks. This is awkward. Tank is too low. So yeah, those are my 3 larger tanks. I do have a 75-gallon with some more African cichlids in it, and an 80-gallon, oh, and the 125 that is always just behind me, but I showed you guys that one in the video yesterday. The 80-gallon houses 4 red devils. So, and that's what the blood parrots and my Jack Dempsey and the rainbow cichlid, they all used to be in that tank. So I've split that up so they have some more tank space and don't mess with each other, because guess what? Red devils like to attack other fish. So, man, I'm telling you guys, can't take my eyes off this tank. It is just looking great. So anyhow, I want to wish all of you a great weekend. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. Fish on, guys. Ah, okay. Well, he's out now. So now, I wanted to show you guys my red empress, because he is a stunner also. And I'm sure you saw him in the background. There's my silver dollar. He's been in there since the beginning. That's one of the original fish I got in this tank. As well as that little blue skirt tetra. So I would also like to introduce you guys to the 5 most gangster skirt tetras on earth, because they're in here with African cichlids and South American cichlids. Nobody bothers them. So those guys are awesome. Alright, Red. Yeah, what's up, buddy? And there he goes hiding again. So, there's that. I saw him come out. I wanted to get him on film and show you guys. So, again, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.